Bortle here. We have the first place Ryan Hughes deck list right here, guys. And oh my goodness, he won the LCS Pasadena event with Sky Strikers of all decks. Wow, we're gonna go ahead and do a breakdown. But before we get through this breakdown, let me introduce this fine gentleman, this friend of the channel, Michael Spretzer, aka Mozzarella. What's up, man?
What's up? Good to be here talking about Ryan Yu's LCS winning deck list. Over 300 duelists. Ryan Yu took it home with Sky Striker.
My goodness. All right, don't let Mozzarella fool you guys. Although he has no creds or whatever, he is great with the knowledge of Sky Strikers. He's used this deck plenty of times, and we're going to do a complete breakdown on why this deck won, or why he won with this deck.
Yeah, so first thing you might notice is 14 hand traps. Most people know by now, if you're not playing Emancipator, you probably got to be playing at least 12 hand traps like the Synchron Eldic decks do. And Ryan Yu went up to 14, gives him, I think, like a 60% chance of seeing 2. Pretty good.
That is pretty good. I like the fact that he's using both Effect Veiler and Impermanence to combo with Nibiru. That's like really strong right there.
And that Moonlight. Don't forget that.
Oh, yeah.
The Ghost Mourner, Moonlight Chill. Yeah, so the thing about the Sky Striker, and part of what makes it a decent meta call right now, is once you hand trap them, you can either just mine them on whatever couple monsters they have, and a lot of decks don't have the main deck out, or you can just play your engine. Right, the Striker engine, Afterburners, Widow Anchor, it's naturally good at breaking boards.
You know what? Geez, I guess it's been a minute. I'm noticing there is no Sky Striker Mobilize Engage in this deck. My goodness, how is this deck drawing?
With pretty much the desires, and then you just dig with Area Zero. The one thing, yeah, the deck does lack a little bit of draw power. Ryan Yu was going second whenever he could, so at least you see the 6 cards. But yeah, he kind of had to rely on opening hands that were like hand traps plus Sky Striker Engine, like hand traps plus Ray plus like Engage or Widow Anchor. I did see him sometimes even without hand traps breaking boards. Sometimes Desires, baits out in the gate, and then Afterburners and Widow Anchor gets you there in terms of breaking the board.
Nice, nice. Well, in the past, I actually never played pure Sky Striker, but I did do a variant with Trickstars, and somehow I taught my first YCS with that. Not to swear or anything,
Weird.
but I've noticed he's playing 3 Cosmic Cyclone. In the past, I think they comboed with Mystical Space Typhoon. Is there a reason why he chose Cyclone over MST?
It would probably just be because of the Eldic back row. It is so important to cycle them away.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I guess he didn't really need to pop his own Area Zero. If you're doing that, that's kind of weird, I guess.
Yeah, he probably felt like he didn't need as much because of the rows, giving you a little bit higher chance to see Sky Striker monster. He also is on the 2 afterburners, right? So a lot of situations, especially say against Emancipator, you don't really have a spell or trap on their field that you have to pop. So if you have the 3 spells in grave already and you're popping an Emancipator monster anyway, that second effect of Afterburns will trigger the Area Zero.
Nice. And let's talk about the ratios for Sky Striker cards. I guess it looks pretty decent overall, noticing that there's only 2 Area Zeros and no jamming waves in the main deck, although he is playing 2 copies of Afterburners. What do you think about that?
Yeah, the jamming waves is probably just the meta call, right? Afterburns is what's going to be breaking the Synchron Eldic and the Adamant Spirit boards. So the jamming waves probably comes in for the matches where he really needs it. But he probably just wanted the 2 Afterburns because it's generically good at breaking boards almost no matter what he's playing. And the 2 Area Zero is probably the same thing with the Rose, right? You have higher access to getting your Sky Striker monster now that you play Rose as well. So you can cut down to the 2 Area Zero.
Very nice, very nice. And he is maxing out on Shark Cannon and Widow Anchor. You can play 2 now. That's pretty crazy. The 1 multi-roll and the 1 of Terraforming, Upstart, and we already talked about Permanence. Overall, this is a 40-card main deck. It's pretty solid, to be honest. It even has that 1 Mystic Mind to cheese out fields,
Yeah,
or...
and then the 2 in the side.
Oh, yep. Yeah, speaking of side deck, let's just jump right into it. So, as you can see, more hand traps, the DD Crows, right? The rest of the Mystic Minds, and set rotation chilling there to, I guess, get faster access to Mystic Mind and Field Spell, all
Same
that
with
stuff.
the Metaverse.
Yep, that is right. Battleverse is pretty nice overall. It's a normal trap. Love that stuff. And we already mentioned the jamming waves, which 2 copies right there. And the last 6 cards, we have solemn judgments, and there can only be one. These are like really, really crucial cards going first or second. I think there can only be one. Can be kind of decent going second as well, right?
Yeah, there can be only one. Is probably a card that he wants first or second, but mostly first. I did see him use the second sometimes. It really hurts the rock deck. It gives out like a little bit of a headache too, because they're all zombies, right? So they'll struggle in situations to like put up a conquistador on the field if they already have Lord. So it has a lot of utility in both those matchups, but especially against that Emancipator. Sometimes they slam down a Researcher or a Seeker, activate their effects. He changes there can be only one. They excavate, they don't summon anything, and now they can't extend with most of their monsters.
Nice, nice, nice. So overall, the side deck's kind of, I guess, what you could expect going first and second cards. Because we're full of hand
Yep.
traps already. And this extra deck, oh man, let's go reverse. I want to go reverse this time if that's cool. Zeke, let's talk about Zeke. Actually never read this card. What's it do overall?
It's actually a bigger addition for the striker deck to have than a lot of people realize. It's 2 monsters, right? So it's very good at removing say like a monster Widow Anchor or a monster Shark Cannon that you wouldn't otherwise be able to remove if, say, you don't have roll access. So it's crucial in getting a monster plus your striker suit off the board while keeping that striker name, right? So you can like Kagari, get back a Widow Anchor, take something, go Zeke with the monster you just took, and then you can turn the Zeke into a Shizuku and end your turn on the Shizuku like you normally want to. It also has that ability to remove a card that your opponent, or a monster, sorry, their opponent controls until their next end phase. So that's huge for getting something like Eldic off the board and taking away your opponent's Eldic access. And then again, it can also send something you have, the graveyard, which sometimes comes up. The same way you might want to multi-roll something off your field, especially if you're sitting on a mine. It can be relevant to take your own cards off your field.
My goodness, this card is actually insane. Before we talk
Yeah.
about the rest of the extra deck, I want to mention Rogue Energy. That stuff is nice. I would not endorse it if I didn't believe it. So if you ever need a kick while you're playing in this online format, try out some Rogue Energy. Click in the description down below and check out my promo code BORTLE10 to get 10% off your order. My goodness. And for the rest of the extra deck, we have Shizuku's. Pretty much everything is maxed out except for, whoa, Kaina. Why is that?
I mean, kind of is just the least important. He probably felt like the 1 copy was fine for stopping attacks, or sometimes you need to get life and time. I know he used Kane in the top 4 against Guru to go up to 100 life when they were in end of mat or in the 0-1-2-3, and then check life at the end of each turn. So him and the Guru player passed back and forth several times, even after that 3rd turn, and it was whoever had the highest life at the end of each turn. They did check at each turn, and he wins. So he had Kane put him up to A100.
Okay, minor thing. I think that was top 8, but it's all good.
Yeah, that was top 8. My bad.
All good. And of course, we're maxing out on Kagari because it's nice. Maxing out on Hayate, where some people would have like maybe two Hayate, 2 Kaina, but Hayate is actually really, really nice because of Mystic Mine.
Yeah, the Kana is just, not the Kana. The Hayate is just very, very important, and it's how you get access to your specific striker spells, which is really important when you're going second. You're playing as a go second deck.
Sweet. In the last 4 cards, we have Celine over here. And funny enough, you can actually special summon Veiler from the deck, which is a lot of people in the past. That's how they're comboing Celine to making their boss Link 4, which in this case is Access Code Talker. Wow, this card from Eternity Code is just ridiculous. It clears the field and has a huge attack boost.
Yeah, this was absolutely huge for Ryan. It was how he won a lot of games. It's similar to how Striker would use anchors or shark cannons to go Boral Sword in the past, but it's just even more efficient, right? You don't need attack, you don't need the extra monster, you can clear back row. And then Zeke's different attributes relevant too, because you have 5 different attributes. Actually 6, I believe, with the Celine being a light. You have 6 different attributes for access code. It's just huge for this deck. Because you can also access code pop a monster in the extra monster zone and then summon back your rows, and that is 6,800 damage right there. the access code 5300, the rows. Or if you have a Ray, you can do 53 off the access code. If you have the opportunity to make it where, say, an opponent's extra monster, an opponent's link monster point. So you can make access code in your main monster zone in some opportunities. Have Ray attack, that's 6800. Ray tag out to a suit, that's 8000 one turn.
Jeez, that is could be way more effective than Bortle Sword. I think you mispronounced it earlier, but it's okay.
You're right, I did.
And we have Hida, which is pretty much standard in Sky Striker because you know they have Kagaris and stuff like that.
Yeah, the huge thing about Hida is it's just another way to access code. You make in situations where you can take, say, an Ash out of the graveyard, and then Ash is the tuner, so Hida and Ash become Needle Fiber, gets you a sleep, gets you access code, same thing.
Nice. And lastly, we have Needle Fiber. There you go, Needle Fiber. And
Very
funny enough,
important.
yeah, very important, right? I guess go ahead and explain its combo in this deck.
Yeah, so any tuner, even one of your hand traps, any tuner your Shark Cannon gets you to Needle Fiber. For those that don't know, the Needle Fiber can summon a Veiler from deck. Those two become the Selene. You almost always have 3 spells because you're playing Striker. So the Selene gets you the Effect Veiler. All you need is 3 spells, and then the Selene plus Effect Veiler by itself becomes access code.
Only 3 spells? Jeez, I don't think that'll be a problem here.
Yeah, it's really easy in this deck. It's a very good, just to talk about the deck as a whole, it was a very good call for this meta, right? People weren't expecting it. Some people aren't fully aware of what Zeke and Rose provide for the deck. Anytime your opponent's reading your cards is a good thing. Some people definitely were reading Rose this weekend, I'm sure. And then with 14 hand traps and other just generically good cards going second, like Mystic Mine and your Engine being good going second, Ryan, you definitely had a good read on the meta and how to respond to all these deck 6 and Eldic and Adamance pair that want to go first.
Oh yes, huge shout out to Ryan Yu on winning the LCS Game Nation member, world champion by the way, guys. My goodness. And also huge shout out to Luxury Gaming for running this LCS Pasadena, by the way. My goodness. Also, shout out to Mozzarella for helping me out on this breakdown. My goodness. And if you want to see future breakdowns, comment down below and let me know. Bortle wants to know. And if you're not a part of Bortle Nation, sub for Bortle. It's that easy and it's free. Oh God, yes.
Oh God, yes.
There you go. Well, that's going to be it. Bortle out.